Perfect. So MLOps plus DevOps equals love or heart or shape of the heart. That works as well. So I think everyone has heard a lot about ML and AI in the recent times, and I hope everyone is not too sick of it. But hopefully today I'm actually going to cut through some of the jargon because you can see it's very hyped right now, incredibly hyped. So maybe we can here today take 5 minutes to learn, okay, what can we actually as DevOps professionals take from our profession and applying it to MLOps world or AI and ML words. So I'm Annie Talvasto. I'm a CMO at Vision, the DevOps company. I'm a CNCF ambassador as well, an Azure MVP, and a host of other Kubernetes things and focus there. Before we're going to dive a bit into what are the differences between AI or ML development, here is the definition of DevOps. I think everyone is always quite familiar with this, but I think the interesting part for this one is the difference between what are the definitions for DevOps and MLOps, because that where we can learn how we can, for example, help the DevOps professionals. So MLOps is short for machine learning operations, set of practices, principles, and tools that combine machine learning ML with the practices of DevOps. So, it's already there in the definition kind of that DevOps can actually provide a lot of helps for MLOps. But how does it look like to go from research to production in an ML or AI world? Well, actually, the model development can take just a couple of days or weeks, but then when you move to the production, it takes months, it takes a lot of work. So that's the difficult part. Over 70% of the model never make it to production. It's partly because everything is so data-centric in nature. So you really need to think about data quality and quantity, really focus on that, which is different from traditional software engineering. This also leads that the models for AI and ML are incredibly complex because of the data, because of all the needs, because they're relearning, which means that everything is also iterative development. So these are some of the challenges that you have to, if you were to jump into ML or AI development, focus on. And all of that data, all of that iterative development leads to a huge scale as far as the data, as far as the learning, which leads to scalability, and which presents obviously monitoring and adaptation challenges, because when you're monitoring data as well, it's a tricky. This obviously leads to testing and validation issues or challenges, because you're also having to test and validate for example, the subject matter expertise, so financial or healthcare expertise, and obviously bias is super important to track for in AI. There's huge rapid advancement in this space as well. And collaboration, I've mentioned so many people like data scientists, SREs, subject matter experts, everyone needs to collaborate effectively, so it's a bit trickier than in a normal DevOps environment. This is all bunch of deployment challenges that obviously needs to be figured out. And also cost is always a factor. No one wants to go bankrupt just because they started doing ML or AI development. Definitely not the goal there. So how does Kubernetes fit into all of this? Kubernetes is a great platform to use as the underlying technology to have your AI and ML applications on. Now, why is Kubernetes such a good fit for it? Well, there's the regular, heroes, portability, customizability, consistency, and the scale and the performance that Kubernetes brings. But obviously, you should probably abstract Kubernetes away from the data scientist side, for example. But as DevOps people, we would probably still work with Kubernetes. Kubernetes gets you into using, for example, Kubeflow and all the other hosts of things here from the open source ecosystem. So Kubeflow is an end-to-end machine learning toolkit for Kubernetes, as well as OpenTelemetry and so forth. And Prometheus and Argo are our regular heroes for using these. Because to be honest, MLOps, our DevOps, means that we can take a lot of those practices, using Prometheus for monitoring, using all of these things, understanding bottlenecks, and actually apply them for this new environment that is very lucrative at the moment. You might have to up-level your skills a bit, so you might have to learn a bit more about AI and ML statistics, all of these topics. But honestly, the number one thing that you have to remember, the big difference quite often is it's all in the data. So the quantity and quality matters so much. And as always, I would be amiss not to mention the ethical considerations, because if you're doing traditional software engineering, you do have to keep them in mind. But with AI and ML, you really have to double down on them and focus on a lot of them. So you can find my links and slides from this link here. I always highly recommend the Practical MLOps book by Noah and Alfredo. It's really good. And obviously, this is a fun little meme there as well. And there's so many good sessions from Cloud Native Day Europe, for example, that you can check out. But I think in a nutshell, MLOps loves DevOps. And as DevOps professionals, we have so much to give to the MLOps world. And we can, help them out and really make a difference there and make sure that those models get to production really well and effectively. Thank you, everyone.